For you guys.
Wow, Steve. Tonight, a rare look behind the walls of a controversial program to help kids kick drugs.
The program is called Kids Helping Kids. It has support in high political offices, but some could call it a cult. What's the truth? The I-Team's Hagit Lamour has been investigating. Hagit?
Well, some people say it saved their lives. Some say it's scarred them for life. A program or something to deprogram. For all the controversy, Kids Helping Kids led our cameras inside for an unprecedented look behind its locked doors.
It is a secure facility.
You're about to enter
Our doors are locked.
a place of desperation and hope.
The ants go marching 3 by 3, hurrah, hurrah.
Where the tactics may seem bizarre and at times robotic, but where futures change
We are a strong program. I won't deny that.
for the better
I have a chance to get my life back.
or worse.
I feel like I've been trying to deprogram myself for years.
Are you brainwashing?
No.
In the early morning, a car pulls up to this nondescript building in Milford. It is no ordinary carpool. One teen clearly is in charge of another.
Come here, Clark.
He's the old comer, a veteran,
You got anything in your pocket there, please?
responsible for his newcomer, who just arrived at Kids Helping Kids.
All right, let's go.
There was no place else to turn.
Parents say it's the drug treatment of last resort.
He threatened suicide twice and was in the hospital.
Martha Logan drives 240 miles a day to transport her son and his newcomers who spend nights in her home to a program that costs more than $20,000 insurance may or may not cover.
Today, what we're going to talk about is previous attempts at sobriety.
The kids sit in rap sessions much of the day.
I couldn't associate with anybody unless I was high like all.
Newcomers on first phase up to 6 months can't go home or to school, listen to music, watch TV, or talk to each other. In group, no one talks without permission. They get through certain hand gestures. When you first came in and you saw this, what did you think of it?
I thought everybody was crazy.
Brandon Blackier's been here 8 months.
My use had started progressing to the point where it was uncontrollable.
Blackier is working the program. That means raising your arm ramrod straight in group sessions, singing kids' songs,
Get out of the rain.
and on cue, doing this. They call it motivating. You have to participate to progress to phase 2. You get to go to your own home at night. Phase 3, you go back to school. 5 phases in all to graduate. What about the motivating and the arm holding and the hand gestures has helped you to kick drugs?
When staff sees me raise my hand all day long, or staff sees me motivate till I'm about to fall out of my chair, it shows that I have willingness. You know, these things are so simple that they mean so much.
The hand signals, the waving your hands in the air, the sitting there all day is insane.
Ed Norton's parents pulled him out of the program he calls
It's a cult. I mean, they tell you it's a long-term program. They don't say it's a brainwashing camp.
I didn't know who I was anymore. I identified with them so much I had lost who I am.
This graduate took 16 months to get through the program.
I call it brainwashing. I call it cult-like tactics.
Why? First, there's control by other kids.
The old-comers have complete power over you.
They'd throw me to the ground, usually my head would hit there pretty hard, and then everyone's got to turn their head the other way.
Get him a chair.
There's no privacy anywhere, ever.
You get to go first.
Then there's what we heard in this smaller session for kids in later phases.
It's really hard for me being in rehab, me saying, I can't talk to you.
They can't talk to outsiders not approved by KHK.
This is why I do classify this place as a cult, because you're not allowed to make any contact with people outside of the program. If you do, the other old-comers that are with you at school are supposed to tell on you.
And that could get you started over from phase 1.
No one should be abused emotionally or physically in the name of treatment.
Ed Norton's parents say he still has nightmares about his time at KHK. He's sober now, in jail.
We don't abuse our kids.
Penny Walker has run Kids Helping Kids for 23 years.
We deal with difficult kids and sometimes difficult families, and we're not going to please everybody.
Walker says the program has changed over time, eliminating some of the extreme restraints former clients described to the I-Team.
When kids have power over kids, can that be abused?
It can be. We watch very diligently for that. What has changed is we don't tolerate violence anymore.
So why need all those rules and strange behaviors?
It's part of the discipline and the structure. Certainly I understand that motivating looks bizarre. It's good exercise. I mean, so the kids that are sitting there in group for long periods of time, it really gets their blood moving and that kind of thing.
Both the state of Ohio and Butler County recently investigated Kids Helping Kids and found no evidence of abuse or neglect. The program touts support from local senators, representatives, and business leaders. Walker says the program is not a cult.
Are you brainwashing?
No, I don't think we're brainwashing them.
What's up, Mom?
Well, we're not trying to control their minds. We're trying to give them control. We're trying to empower kids to make good decisions for themselves.
The long day ends as the kids move to their host homes, where the rules remain, as does the controversy.
It had me like in its grip.
Without this, where do you think your son would be?
Dead. Either I'd be dead or he'd be dead.
But some parents disagree.
I was appalled by just the stripping away of all rights.
Sleep good.
While some call it therapy,
I would have not have finished school. I don't think I'd be alive today.
Others call it crossing the line.
I feel like I've been trying to deprogram myself for years.
Good night.
The director of Kids Helping Kids also sent us this follow-up email to stress that Kids Helping Kids is a community, not a cult. She says all those rules provide the structure these kids need in order to kick drugs.
Interesting. Higgy, some of the kids were on camera and others were disguised. Their faces were disguised. Their preference?
Some of it their preference. What we did was we asked Penny Walker, the director there, if we could air who we could air, and we blurred the faces of everyone whom she said we did not have permission to shoot, and we only showed the people whom we had permission to shoot. Because the kids there are 14 to 18. Right. Some of them are quite young.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, Higgy.
Very interesting. Thanks. Well, John Popovich is next to sports.
And it was the start of the college basketball season.